Hello, welcome to the channel and another episode of The Woo. Today I've got a product review for you and it's going to be the SAUCONY Endorphin Speed. So this was a shoe released by SAUCONY this year. It was part of a three shoe series called the Endorphin range. There was the Endorphin Shift, the Endorphin Speed, which is this one, and the Endorphin Pro, which is like more of a flat out racing shoe. This one sits in the middle, and this is one I decided to get. It was around £155, I believe, delivered. So for those who like all the stats, it's a neutral running shoe. It fits true to size, and for me, in the UK size 7, it's about 233 grams, so fairly light for a training shoe. The heel to toe drop off is 8mm, and yeah, it is sort of a super foam, which also has a nylon plate inside. Not a carbon plate, a nylon plate. So £155 is sort of the going rate for these plated shoes these days. So yeah, this is what I got. So let's move on to the first fit feel. So first fit feel, something I like to do with new shoes, just literally put them on straight out the box, walk around the house with them to give that initial first feeling of what the shoe could entail when you go out for running. Straight away out the box, unbelievably comfortable, fit perfectly, snug, locked down, great, laces perfect, tongue amazing. Straight away, instantly thought, this shoe won't need to be broken in. It just fits so comfortable. Rarely get that with shoes, to be honest. I remember put my foot in the Asics Nova Blast, which I have done a review on, so you can check that out. I did notice instantly something going off with the laces and the tongue and all that sort of stuff. So when I put these on, nothing like that. Fits like almost like a traditional sense of a trainer, just nothing oddly shaped. There's no super narrow like toe box. Just fits comfortable, not too wide, not too slim, not too pointy, just fits like a nice good old fashioned trainer. So the upper of the shoe felt great. It felt structured enough that it kept my foot feeling secure and hugged, but it wasn't super flexible like you see in some of these sock-like and flexible fly knit uppers that you can see in running shoes, where you sort of can bulge out to the side of the shoe. There's also like a few overlays on the heel and a plastic piece that sort of gives that heel lockdown feel and secure. The foam actually looks like those sort of Adidas Boost type pellets that kind of like have been squashed together. But it's, you know, it's nothing like the Boost foam. You know, when you're walking around the house, when you first put this on, you don't feel like there's a rigid sort of plate in there like a lot of the super shoes out there with carbon fiber plates. This is actually a nylon plate, so it's not as rigid, so it allows a lot of flexibility and you can sort of bend the shoe. It's not a bouncy feel though. Those expecting that sort of bouncing, responsive feel of just sort of trampolining with your run, you don't get that initial thought when you're walking around in it. It's not hard and it's not soft, so it's sort of just like right in the middle for me. Testing out this shoe and taking it on all sorts of runs, I've done around 289k, which is about 180 miles maybe, something like that. So I've put this through the works, through all types of runs, long runs, short runs, speed work, absolutely everything, easy. And it's not only is it looking great still after all them miles, it's actually become one of my favorite shoes ever, and I'm going to tell you why with the pros. So one of the biggest pros, and I'll first start off with the responsiveness. Really responsive. I can't stress how good it feels when you go at a certain pace. Obviously everyone's pace is different when they get to that sort of quick pace. You know, my quick pace is going to be a slow pace for someone else. So at my sort of steady quick pace, it just feels so smooth. You know, it's just buttery smooth that it makes my running form, I think, better, because I just feel like I'm running so efficiently with these. Saucony calls it the speed roll technology, and obviously, you know, a lot of it is just marketing. Everyone's got their own way of describing the way their shoe works, but they call it a speed roll, which seems to be this sort of curve, similar to a lot of shoes that do that sort of kind of curve where the midfoot goes up, so it helps you kind of land and then roll off. Hoka sort of have their rocker feel to them, and a lot of other shoes have that sort of feeling, but yeah, they call it speed roll technology. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but all I know, it is just buttery smooth. And no matter what type of run I ran in these, whether it was like this short, intense interval work, or the tempos and the long runs and the really long runs, it just, your legs felt so fresh. Another pro is that they're lightweight. Yeah, I love how light they feel in your hand, but when you're running with them, they even feel lighter, because I don't know whether it's the way that it feels, again, with the smoothness of the ride, but it just doesn't feel like a heavy shoe at all. Another pro is the build quality. It just, you know, it just feels well built. It looks great after the mileage, and I just think it's just a well built shoe. There's no like heavy glue marks that are coming out from the seams or anything like that. It just feels like everything is bang on and just feels really, you know, precise. I mean, I've got other shoes like the Nikes, they've got glue coming out the seams and it just looks a little bit naff here and there, but these just look great. The cons, I'm not sure about the cons of the shoe. If I was to make up a con, it would really be forcing it, because I couldn't really think of anything. So it's not really a con, but if you were to look for a shoe and you were mainly looking to do that sort of slower pace, easy running, recovery running, and just sort of that gentle sort of conversational pace running, that you might want to do, then you wouldn't really wear this. You wouldn't really want to buy this for that sort of reason. You certainly wouldn't want a plated shoe for that type of running, and it wouldn't feel the best either for you. These come into life when you hit that sort of faster pace. These can be used for a race, 5k, 10k, half marathon. I'd even run a marathon and race in a marathon in these, and I might even do that in the future. If I could just emphasize a little bit more on how good I found these shoes, well, after about 50, 60, 70k, something like that, guess what? I picked up another pair, fresh pair, just ready for me for when these other ones down here get sort of worn out. I've got a fresh pair ready to go in the cupboard. Yes, so it's fair to say this is the greatest shoe I have ever worn. So if you like this episode, please subscribe and share, and I'll be back with more videos in the future.